Been a long time. No, that's not what it's supposed to say. I thought I put that this was the full moon in Sagittarius live. I see y'all joining. It's, Saturn day. We have a full moon. The moon just moved into Sagittarius. It's what do you call it? A time to be on live, I see. Thanks for y'all joining. I haven't been on live in forever. So I felt the energy to go live today because I just watched the Leo Kings excerpt on this full moon in Sagittarius. And I already knew it was a big deal. He made it even more of a big deal. And not only him, shout out to Jamal, 720 Astrology. I watched his rendition of the astrology of blacks yesterday, and that also motivated me. So Jamal is an Aquarius, and the Leo King, of course, is the Leo. And the nodes are getting ready to switch. And shout out to the friend on here that asked me, friend, why should fixed signs feel like they're about to be in their best days, years, months coming in? And that's because we just released Uranus in Taurus. And even though Chiron is getting ready to come in Taurus, their only specific fixed energy right now is Pluto and Aquarius, okay? So, in honor of the full Sagittarius moon, it's time to teach. I'm TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many, Zakia, enlightening and evolving every day. And this is Gidalyfellc Astrology. Gidalyfellc LLC is my business. It's an umbrella business of many businesses and many new things in this new world we're entering in, especially with this full moon in Sagittarius. Okay. So I'm putting on my teacher hat today because that is the energy, the characteristics of Sagittarius. And we're talking about beliefs. I don't know why I spent my few minutes typing out that this is about the full moon in Sagittarius, and TikTok put up an old live title, so hopefully you all know this is the full moon in Sagittarius. And I'm going to, I can't change the title, y'all. I don't know why. Anyway, shout out to Angel. I see you might be passing through, Angel. Quick thing, my friend Angel, we used to be teachers together, and she is a Sagittarius sun, and I just found out that her rising sign is in Aquarius at 5 degrees, and she had like something she wanted my expertise on, and she called me expert even, and I love it. This damn ring light, y'all, it doesn't work as far as the light, and it's very small space in my room. Anyway, as you all know, Pluto's in Aquarius for the next almost 40 years, 2 decades, and it's in 5 degrees retrograde. So, of course, our rising sign, sun and moon, do not ever go retrograde, but the degrees always matter. So shout out to Angel because she has Aquarius in 5 degrees in her rising sign. And she had this dilemma with her family on where Pluto, the planet of destruction, basically detached her from her family. Aquarius is the energy of detachment. Okay, Pluto is super intense, and what happened to her, unfortunately, was super intense. But the Aquarius energy that I used to not like so much, and now I love it, is detaching and finding your own people, finding your new family, finding people with similar mindsets, finding people that you can be you and unique. Especially if you're an Aquarius rising, anything. Because it was her, basically her rising return, or not rising return, but conjunction with Pluto, that is why that episode happened between her and her family. And she has always been a unique person to me, even though she's a Sagittarius sun, definitely a teacher. But she's always been unique as far as dress, as far as being in DC, as far as being a person in this society. She's always been unique. And uniqueness is what elevates us. Pluto is also the planet of elevation. It is the ruler of Scorpio, which is why I tie into Pluto and Aquarius so much, because Pluto is in a sign that also is exalted. So when Uranus is in Scorpio, which is on my birth chart, shout out to those of you who have Uranus in Scorpio that were born in 1977, I believe 75 to 82, don't get me on these dates, but Pluto Uranus was in Aquarius. Uranus was in Scorpio when I was born, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, okay? Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto is currently in Aquarius. So are you following me? Like, when Uranus is in its home sign, it does well. When Uranus is in Scorpio, it does well. When Pluto is in its home sign of Scorpio, it does well. When Pluto is in Uranus's sign, Aquarius, it's not specifically does well, but it definitely is going to do well for us. It's going to be a significant change, and the Sagittarius full moon is the anchor for this change. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that I had that conversation with my good Sagittarius sun friend, Angel, who has the Aquarius rising in the exact degree that Pluto is in right now. All right, so let's double back. Thank you for being here. Please tap the screen. I'm not going to be here long, but I do have a lot to say, so let me get to it. I did take the time to put up the degrees today. Y'all got to bear with me. I was going to make this a video, but it would have been a long video. Live is easier to upload to my YouTube. My YouTube is also Gidalyfe, Gidalyfe, astrology. Okay? On YouTube, if you want to find me on YouTube. I'll put these lives on YouTube. Again, I haven't been on live in a while, but definitely because there's so much change going on, because there's so much Gemini energy going on, let me just break this down real quick for y'all. Would it be better if I turned around the screen? Let me do that really quick. Oh, y'all, it's been so long I forgot to how to turn around the screen. Flip the camera. There we go. Okay. So, can I lighten it up? Probably not. Hope y'all can see. All right, so we got the moon. I put it in 8 degrees. It's currently in 1 degree because it just moved. 0 or 1 degrees. It literally just moved about an hour ago into Sagittarius, okay? There's the arch. The word Sagittarius is behind the moon sign symbol. We have the sun opposing. So, oppositions is what create full moons. Conjunctions is what creates new moons. So conjunction means it's in the same sign. We will have the sun in Gemini at the end of Gemini season. We're kind of like in almost the middle of it. We're like a week in Gemini season, 10 days in. All right, so almost 10 days in. So the sun is currently in 9 degrees, but since I don't have 2 blue 9s, blue is for the mutable signs. Sagittarius is mutable fire. That just means adjusting to things, okay? I put them as close as possible. So in opposition is when they're in the same degree, which will be tonight, okay, for the full moon. You'll be able to see it, hopefully, if they're not clouding your cities. All right. So we have a mutable opposition right now. We have to adjust. We have to adapt. Locally with Gemini, okay, there's the twins. You have the other planets that are in Gemini too, Uranus and Mercury. Everything is in the first decan. The sun is getting ready to move into the second decan after it moves into the 10th degree, okay? But everything is pretty much the moon, the sun, and Uranus are having an opposition to the moon. The sun and Uranus, opposition to the moon, okay? Mercury, which is hiding, is almost finished, but Mercury is at home in Gemini. We've talked about this a lot. Y'all know Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So it's not necessarily being affected right now until the moon moves closer to the last decan like Mercury's in. So we're going to keep Mercury in the background right now, okay? But we have all these in the first decan, the Gemini decan, I would say. of the air signs, the fire sign, Sagittarius. I'm sorry, the mutable signs. I'm talking about their elements, but I'm need to be talking about their modalities. All right. The only things we have in fixed sign energy is Pluto, of course, and Pluto will be the fixed energy specifically for the next, again, 20 years. We have Mars in Taurus. Mars moves slow in Taurus. It's a fast-moving planet, just left its home sign, Aries. We're going to talk about all the things in Aries, too, because we're having significant conjunctions here, too, y'all. While we're having this opposition that creates the full moon, conjunction means there's a lot of planets in the same sign, okay? As I said, the Sun and Uranus are both in Gemini. So is Mercury. Conjunction means when they're close in degrees, okay? So the Sun in Gemini, when it entered Gemini, it was conjunct Uranus in Gemini. But now that it's moving on, they're not so close, okay? But we do have all of the signs and all of the planets in Aries are in different decans, okay? So Neptune is in the first decan. Saturn is in the second at 12 degrees. Neptune moves slowly, of course. It'll be in Aries for about 8 to 10, almost 14 years. Chiron, again, is in the last degree of Aries because it's getting ready to move into Taurus later in June, okay? Why do we have these color-coded red as well? Because these are the cardinal signs. So Aries is cardinal fire. Cancer is cardinal water. And that's the only two cardinal signs that we have planets in right now. Okay, we're going to talk about the elements after we talk about the modalities. So cardinal initiates things. Okay. Aries initiates the entire zodiac. It's the first sign. It's the initiator of the new year. Okay. And then we have, this is the initiation of the summer, Cancer, cardinal water. Okay. Venus is in the second degree, second decan of Cancer, which would be the Scorpio decan if you're talking about the elements. Jupiter's in the last, which would be the Pisces decan of the water signs. Okay, Jupiter is going to move into Leo by the summertime, I believe July, the end of June maybe even. And the south node and the north node are going to switch. As you can see, they're in 3 degrees. They go in retrograde all the time. That's why they have the retrograde sign. So they'll soon retrograde into fixed signs. And then we'll have fixed fire and fixed air nodes. So we're going to talk about that more coming up soon. We have like 2 more months. They move into Aquarius and Leo, and that's going to be a super big deal. But when Jupiter is also with Leo in a conjunction, so not right off the bat, because the nodes again move in retrograde, so it'll come into Leo at 29 degrees, and then Jupiter will move into Leo at 0 degrees, so they won't be conjunct until probably next year. Okay, the nodes stay in signs for 18 months, a year and a half. Jupiter stays in a sign for about a year. So they'll meet sometime, I want to say like winter or spring of 2027. Okay? We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I just wanted to give you all a background of the current energies. Why we're having this full moon is because, again, Sagittarius is the opposite sign of Gemini, and they're in close degrees. Okay? That's why we're having a full moon tonight, when the sign of the sun and the sign of the moon are in opposites but close degrees. Okay? Now, if I can remember to turn around the camera. Okay. And I'm going to just keep going as y'all come in and out of here. But what we really want to get into is what I learned today about this Sagittarius moon. Okay, I have my rulership book. I have my author's copy of my my own book. I have another book coming out, but again, this Sagittarius energy is so interesting to me because the only sign I have on my birth chart in Sagittarius, 2 signs, is Mercury, which is in its detriment because Mercury is the ruler again of Gemini, the opposite sign of Sagittarius. So sometimes when I speak, It's very uncouth. But I still am a great speaker because, again, Sagittarius is about teaching, it's about publishing, it's about um, higher learning. Gemini is about like early learning, elementary through high school. Sagittarius is about, lifelong learning, expanding your mind. So, I got the rulership book because I want to touch on a few words about Sagittarius. Okay, I'm trying to not make this long, y'all, but we got a lot to cover. And again, I'm putting this up on my YouTube, so you all can refer to it later. Again, my YouTube is Gidalyfellc Astrology, Gidalyfe, which stands for Growing into Divine Adults and Loving Yourself for Evolving. Okay, and you can type in Gidalyfellc Astrology and you'll find me. All right, so the rulership book is what words basically are ruled by, what words and things are ruled by certain planets and signs and houses as well. So the Sagittarius page here, abundance is the first one, of course, letter A. It goes in alphabet because this is like, a dictionary. And abundance is one thing we could say. So the reason I use this book is because when I think of astrology and how to teach it, I use the words that are ruled, okay, that rule that word or mean that word, the characteristics of, okay. So Sagittarius is, it's one of its characteristics is abundance. It is ruled by Jupiter, which is an abundant planet. The reason Jupiter is the biggest planet is because it gives the biggest gifts, the biggest love, the expands love, expands on abundance. Another thing, and it talks about places, everything. So this is literally all the nouns of Sagittarius. I'm going to try to go through adventures, okay, because Sagittarius, again, expansion. Gemini is local. Sagittarius is global. Sagittarius rules travel too, but we're going to go in order. Airline, flights, and attendants. So the reason this is important and what Leo King touched on is that a full moon means you release, okay? Scorpio is a ruler of release. Pluto is a ruler of release. Mars is a ruler of releasing anger. And I'm tying the word release into Scorpio because even though Cancer is the ruler of the moon, a full moon means releasing something, letting it go. It's built up enough, and now it's time to let it go, which is the full moon. Right? We build it up, and we're looking at it and say, oh, the moon is getting full. And then all of a sudden people, there's no more moon. You can't see it. That's the new moon because it's time to get into new energy with the new moon. And we have this every 2 weeks. It's either a full moon. 2 weeks from today, it'll be a new moon, and you won't be able to see the moon in the sky. It's there, though. It's covered by the sun because they're conjunct. Hopefully I'm not going over many of y'all's heads. All right. Aliens. Again, global and just, that's why Mercury and Sagittarius, having Mercury and Sagittarius on my chart, and anyone who has Mercury and Sagittarius, or when Mercury is in Sagittarius, what people say that have Mercury and Sagittarius on their chart, like myself, it goes over people's heads. Because it's too, like Mercury also, Sagittarius also rules exaggeration. And I'll find that word here. So I was saying aliens because that is out of this earth. That is more than most people can imagine, or whatever I'm trying to say. Army barracks. Again, Sagittarius is a fire sign, so we're going to get to a lot of aggressive type of words. Army barracks, banks and bankers and banking, blood, books, the country of Chile, Colombia, churches and churchmen. Okay, here we go. So the other thing that the Leo King mentioned in his video. He did this video after a 5-hour live last night. So he's in the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. So I slept through it and woke up to it this rising. He said that it's time to release, but a lot of people won't release their beliefs, which is, it should be here, but it's the ruler of beliefs. But, you know, religion is a belief. Church men, church affairs, Sagittarius is a masculine sign. That's what I meant to say about all this. We only have, and I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, we only have the planets that are in Cancer, like Venus and Jupiter, and the planet in Taurus, like Mars, are the only things, and the nodes are the only things that are in feminine signs. Okay, the feminine signs are the earth and air signs. But then Venus will move out of Cancer very soon. Jupiter will move out of Cancer very soon, and it'll be in Leo for a year, Jupiter. So all of the outer planets will be in masculine signs, so we have to tap on that too. I have a written out paper so we can go over all this as we conclude. All right, let me move faster with Sagittarius. We have courts of law, drills, dreams, faith, explorers, exploration, foreign affairs, again, global. It says Illinois, Indiana. James, the disciple of Christ, jockeys, journeys, long journeys. Madagascar, Ohio, Pakistan. Here we go. Philosophy, philosophers. So that's more of the teaching, the more broader, higher level teaching for Sagittarius. Sagittarius also rules the word races, horse races, riding horses. So Sagittarius is not only travel, but it's adventure. And the rulership book is not going to have all the words, but I definitely know what I know. All right, Spain. Okay, here we go. Teachers, teaching, college level teachers, telegraphs, telegraphy, telegraphers, television broadcasting, thighs. So every zodiac sign has a body part too. Aries is the head, Taurus is the throat, Gemini is the lungs, all the duality, the lungs, the hands, the arms, the breast. Cancer is also the breast and the heart. Leo is also the heart. Virgo's the guts. Libra, I guess would be, it's your hips. Scorpio is your genitals. Sagittarius is your thighs. If you know the Sagittarius symbol, so you see the symbol right here, is the arrow. Thank you for the likes. Hey, TT. Talking about the full moon, TT. My girl TT is on here, and she is a Gemini. TT, remind me when your solar return is. So, where was I? Oh, okay. So we were talking about the body parts of Sagittarius. The body parts. Okay, shout out. You're at the end. You're at the end of Sagittarius season. You're in the third decan. Mercury is close to your degree right now. You're probably like 28 degrees, 27, and Mercury's currently in 26. Shout out to you, TT, and all the Geminis. Geminis can teach us a lot. But we're talking about Sagittarius, the other teachers. So yeah, Sagittarius, the centaur, whatever it's called, the half man, half beast. You know, it stops at his waist, and the rest of his body, thighs down, is a horse, a beast, and the upper part is a man. Thank you, TT. All right, so just a few more about the rulership words that are characteristics of Sagittarius. Universities, voyages, Writer's writing. Again, so I wrote an astrology book. It's for beginners all the way up to advanced. It's questions you've never asked or you've thought to ask but didn't know or wondered. So it's a 300-page book. I'm trying to make it smaller because there's still more to add to it. Astrology is so broad, y'all. Especially with having a sign like Scorpio in it, okay? And a Scorpio writing this book. We go so deep. All right. My daughter's making pancakes, I smell. All right. So let me get it because I don't like cold pancakes. Writers, like I said, and it ends on Yugoslavia. So yes, rulership book. So really quick, knowing those words for Sagittarius, we're going to tap into moon words, okay? Moon words, and then we're going to write down, and then we're going to be done because we've already went over this part. TT, thank you. Thank you, TT. I don't go live much, so you're the only one here, honey, so I appreciate you. All right, so moon words, y'all. Okay, words that are rule or mean when you talk about them and you connect them. So this is what I'm trying to teach here. When I go to my chalkboard, can I turn that around? My chalkboard, but my large posted paper. We're gonna break this down. So moon words, and we're gonna tie it in. So Sagittarius means abundance. It means travel. It means global. It means expansion. It means exaggeration. What other words do it mean? It means let's do the last word, Yugoslavia. So tie the word Yugoslavia into the moon. Okay, and full moon again means release. I don't know if they're gonna release something from Yugoslavia, but it's gonna be like release the abundance. It's time for people to get their checks. Okay, release the we're thinking of full moons, but again, I'm going to go through all the moon words. Thank you. Hey, only God can judge me. Quiet Storm. I like that name. So, release, travel. One thing that Leo King also mentioned with this full moon is that a lot of people with their beliefs of that we can still travel and stuff via airplane, because airplane was in one of the Sagittarius words too, y'all. Traveling is going to be different. A lot more air flights and companies are going to be canceled. This is the release the beliefs, because all the things we believe in are going to be definitely challenged and changed in the upcoming weeks and months. All right, so and this full moon is releasing all that in order for us to tap into the new moon in Gemini coming up, and every moon after that for the next 6 months, especially moving into Uranus and Gemini for the next few years, and Pluto and Aquarius for the next 2 decades, okay? Masculine energy. Moon adaptability, and I would say that especially mutable signs being a Scorpio. This is a moon we're gonna not only be releasing energy, we're gonna be adapting because it's a mutable moon. Mutable signs: Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. And the nodes are in Pisces and Virgo. And the nodes are in the first decan as well. Like I said, the nodes are in 3 degrees, and the moon and the sun are in the first decan at 8 and 9 degrees when we have this full moon. So they're all literally squaring and opposing each other. It's a lot going on. All right, so we're gonna have to get adaptable with all this mutable energy. Thank y'all for the like and the love. Appreciate y'all. All right, so the moon represents asthma. That's interesting. I didn't know that one. The moon represents babies. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, and we're talking about nurturing babies. Okay, we're talking about nurturing. Baths is the word. Nurturing your third eye, your downloads at the beach. That's a moon word, because the water meets the earth. Feminine energies is collaborating, water and earth. And if you go to the beach or the nighttime, you'll see the moon's reflection, all that. The moon rules the waves, the tides, all that. Okay. Moon rules breasts. Like I said, Cancer is the ruler of breasts. There you go. The moon is our emotions as well. So we're releasing a lot of emotions about things, especially the beliefs. The moon rules caution. The moon ruler of Cancer. You know, Cancer is the moody signs because the moon changes its sign. You see how the moon, it's going to be at 8 degrees tonight. It just moved into Sagittarius an hour ago. I'm going to look on my other phone for y'all. The moon can't be, an hour ago, the moon has probably moved at 1 degree already. Okay, it goes from 0 to 29 degrees and it switches signs. That is why the moon rules emotions, because the emotions of the moon in different signs will change. Everybody, the full moon will change everybody on Earth's emotions, especially if you are mutable signs. Okay? The full moon is focused on the mutable signs at this time. All right. Why am I drawing a blank on my own phone, y'all? Okay, so it says the current chart planets. The moon is currently at 1 degree. Okay, 1 degree. I'm looking at time passages. Then I have the full moon. It's at 99 degrees full in Sagittarius. I got the notification an hour ago, 9:52. So yeah, it's and I'm on East Coast, so it's almost 11. It's 10:54 here. Really quick, what else the moon rules, and then we're gonna go do our breakdown off the top of my head. This is how I think, y'all. I'm trying to use my Mercury and Sagittarius to not go over y'all head today, to move a little bit slower and take action. While Mars is in Taurus, it means we got to take action a little bit slower in order to ground ourselves so we can get the message across. Mercury and Gemini, there's a whole lot of information coming heavy, especially with Mercury when it was conjunct Uranus in Gemini. The sun is in Gemini, so the information is coming heavy already. You don't need me to tie in the moon being in Sagittarius with my personal planet being Mercury in Sagittarius and me going over y'all's heads today. Okay? So I don't want to do that. Thank y'all so much for the likes. All right, the moon rules glasses, hotels, hotel keepers, and workers. That's interesting. What happens under the moon, I'm sure, in these hotels is very interesting. The moon rules in one's imagination, insomnia, of course, because you sleep when you normally. Most people are asleep when the moon is up. It rules fortunes, changes of. I'm skipping around. It rules nursery furniture, nurturing the baby once it comes out, making sure it has what it needs. The moon rules kindness, lands, it's all over the lands. The masses in this book being a ruler of. Okay, so the moon, its energy is over us every night. It has different energies, even if it's in the same sign for 2 days. It's been through one decan in that first day. It might go through 2 in the second, or it might go through 2 in the first day and 1 in the second. Like 2.5 days of different decans of that sign can even be very moody over the masses, if that makes sense. The moon rules over moods. There we go. Motherhood. Musicians. Of course, musicians is under Venus too. Nursing. That's nurturing. Offspring. Women. It rules over women. Owls. Now, those nocturnal animals. It rules over precipitation. Again, Cancer, you think of rain because it's the water sign. It rules over retirement. Time to nurture yourself and not work anymore and take care of yourself again because you've already exhausted yourself from working all this many decades. There's so many things the moon runs over. It's like literally 6 pages. I'm going to go faster, y'all. Sheep. The moon runs over sheep. All right. It probably was over sheeple too. Let me move on. It rules over transportation. We're literally about to have speaking of transportation, Mercury in retrograde in Cancer. Mercury was in retrograde in Pisces, the other sign it does not do well in. It was a crazy winter because of that. It's going to be a crazy summer because of Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And it starts at the end of June. So literally like 4 weeks from now, less than that because June is a short month, it's going to be Mercury in retrograde. We're going to be in the shadow period in the middle of June. Mercury's going to be in all water signs, which is going to be emotional communication, emotional information coming in. So this Sagittarius full moon is telling you, cut that shit now, release it, especially before Mercury moves into retrograde in Cancer. That's like moody emotions. The last Mercury retrograde is going to be in Scorpio with Venus in Scorpio retrograde. Y'all not ready for the rest of this, the other half of this year. I said that. Leo King said that. We're the top people, top astrologers online. Pay attention to us. Thank you. All right. I don't want to be right all the time, but when I am, I wish you'd have listened to me earlier. Wounds and we already went over that. Okay. So I don't have time to go through all this, but again, this is the rulership book. I'm going to definitely tap into this when we talk about Jupiter moving into Leo. It doesn't have much about the nodes in here. I'm really trying to get the best information and talk about those node switching. Again, to the friend who wanted to know about the node switching, I can talk off the top of my head, but I probably will do a quick video and then go into more depth by July, right before they do switch, okay? Which is when all the astrologers will be talking about it. All right, y'all. Let me boost this up. We're in our last few minutes of this live. I'm a tall lady, if y'all didn't know. I stand at 5'10". All right. And I put up my little chakra poster that my daughter gave me literally back in 2020 when I started this channel. It's a little too high. All right. Thank y'all for being here and staying. And again, I will try to go live. One decision I'm making as a Libra rising, because it's hard to make decisions as Libra placements, especially rising sun and moon, which me and my son have. My son is a Libra rising. I'm sorry, I'm a Libra rising. My son is a Libra moon and a Libra sun. We both just sitting here. Duh, I don't know what we should do. What should we do? What should we cook? What should we eat? So I took these 2 full-time jobs. But the thing about jobs these days is that they're not that good. They don't have the best training. But my full-time weekday job, 9 to 5, has the best training I've had in a very long time. I want to put my all into it. My weekend job, I'm not even at. Y'all see I'm at home because my client went out of town. But my manager has not been in communication with me. My manager's a Sagittarius too, which is crazy. So hopefully she's okay. But it's been signs with this new job on the weekends that I don't really need to stay in it. It's not a salary job, it's an hourly job. It takes my whole weekend away. And I really just want to put energy in it. So I'm saying all this because as a Libra rising, I come in here and tell y'all I'm coming back on the live and I may not. Because I got to make decisions in my life that can either allow me to be on live more or allow me to get more money. I don't know. I'm still deciding. All right. But yeah, just a month ago, I was only one job and it was very low pay and it was hourly. And now I'm back on top. So that's what I mean about the fixed signs. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was maybe probably now about 8 pounds heavier. And I lost a whole lot of weight because Uranus is out of Taurus. So astrology has a lot to do with everything. Which is, again, why I go to the rulership book a lot to see what it has to do. If it's not in the rulership book, tied into the I can't turn it that far, but tied into the houses, because each house is basically the same characteristics of the signs. All right, full moon in Sagittarius. So what I wanted to add first, I thought I had all the colors. I want to talk about Jupiter. I use this highlighter. Jupiter first. Okay, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Okay, Jupiter also rules Pisces. So I'm going to put Sag at the top. Pisces in parentheses. Okay. Sag is the archer. Pisces is the fish. I always get the Pisces symbol mixed up with the Gemini symbol. They both have like these things in it. Anyway, okay. Things like that, y'all. So it's the ruler of these two signs, okay? Like we said, the moon is currently in, I'm sorry, Jupiter is currently in the moon sign. That's what I'm trying to say. So currently, what other color can I use? I'm going to use pink. Currently the moon is the ruler of Cancer. Put the moon down here too. I think I want to be so in my Virgo state. And that's something else we need to release, y'all, okay? I'm all over the place, as I always am. And I haven't been on live, so I'm not really organized. I just, again, thought a line to go on live today. I prepared some, but not all. So the Virgo South Node, which is over here. I'm looking at the North Node. The Virgo South Node, I don't need to show you, I'll just talk. The South Node means our past lives. It means our karma. It means what we need to release as well. Okay, the moon, full moon is released. Pluto and Mars, they both rule Scorpio, is released. And the South Node is released. Okay, just imagine if you can't release yourself. Shout out again to 720 Astrology. I need to slow down. And Jamal Robinson. Okay, he explained that when Uranus, he did the astrology of black people. He explained that when Uranus was in, what the hell that just came out of my damn account? Ooh, I hate seeing that when I'm on live. That if you can't release something with that Scorpio energy or full moon energy, because he was talking about when Uranus was in Scorpio, just imagine you would be full of toxins. Scorpio rules the genitals. So if you can't push something out your private parts, back and front, you would be full of toxins. You would be in pain. If you can't release the Mars energy, if you can't release your anger, your aggression, you'd be built up and maybe in jail or worse. If you can't release the beliefs, you're going to be a total delulu head. Okay? So that's where I'm going with this. I'm trying to release being perfect about it. But I'm going to still use these different colors. The moon is the ruler of Cancer. Alright? Alright. Currently, Venus is in Cancer. So let's put this on the side. Currently, Venus is in Cancer. So I'm going to use pink for Venus and Jupiter. Okay? Are currently in Cancer. So, the moon is in Jupiter's sign. Sorry. The moon and Jupiter's in the moon sign. Jupiter's in Cancer. And the moon's sign that it rules. I don't know why I'm tongue-tied. Just that Mercury and Sag. The moon, and then my Sag is in 9 degrees, so I guess, yeah. My Mercury and Sag is in 9 degrees, so it's in my deacon right now, so I guess that's why I'm tongue-tied. I picked a perfect time to go live and then draw a blank. Okay, but, yes, let me write this out so I can maybe say it better. Jupiter in Cancer. Okay. And the moon is in Jupiter's sign. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me scratch this. All right. So the breakdown I'm trying to give you all. Our beliefs from Jupiter. Our beliefs are Religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs. A lot of people believe that religion and spirituality are the same thing. And spirit is different from spirituality. Spirit is something created by religion. Spirituality is your inner standing, you going within. Okay? Spirituality. It's also, what's one keyword? Abundance. Jupiter rules beliefs in abundance. Which is also Sag too. Okay? I want to tab here what we're releasing. Is our main word. Okay, so being a Sagittarius, Jupiter ruler of Sagittarius. Keyword of full moon. Keyword of the full moon is release. I didn't even need to write all this now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, what are we releasing? We're releasing our beliefs. Letting them go. Why? The Gemini energy, which I should have written up here too. We'll put it in green. With the sun being in Gemini right now. Okay. Gemini ruling, I'm also right opposition. Gemini ruling Mercury ruling the sun now in Gemini. The information that we get may not be everything that it appears to be, if that makes sense, okay? So the full moon is releasing some of the sun's output. The sun is the overall energy when it's in whatever sign it's in. So the overall energy of Gemini right now is early learning. Can y'all see this? Early learning for Gemini. I don't really look up a lot of Gemini words. It's 11:10. Off the top of the head, it rules siblings. So what you learned early, where we are with our siblings. I'm just going to do it off the top of my head. Community or neighborhoods. Okay. I'm also going to tie this into why the airport, the flights and the boats are not what they appear to be. The information we've gotten about spirit closing down, the information that we've gotten about the boat, the carnival ship, with the virus didn't last long. Do you see how that virus didn't last long? Because the information might not be as accurate as it appears to be. So we are releasing with this full moon in the opposition of the sun, the energy of believing some of the things we learned early in life. Like, we always have airplanes to fly on. Like, we always have boats to go to long distance places at. We're releasing the beliefs of our neighbors and communities. You know, I love my hometown of DC, but my neighbors are not like that, and I just missed 11/11. Shucks. Now it's 11/12. All right. My neighbors aren't who they appear to be. I'm not going to go into the siblings part yet, y'all, because that's kind of touchy for me, and I'm not trying to get emotional right now with this full moon, okay? But I'm sure some of you, especially like I just talked about my friend Angel, released a sibling Not only the whole family, but release a sibling. And the family lives locally, so it doesn't even matter to her at this point with the energy of Aquarius, as her being an Aquarius rising and a Pluto is in Aquarius. Her Aquarius rises at 5 degrees. Remember, I already went through all this. I don't know if TT and Only God Can Judge Me was here, but I talked about how my friend called me yesterday and she needed like an emergency expert astrology, see what was going on because she had an explosive, and I hope she doesn't mind. She had an explosive situation with her family. She's a Sagittarius sun and she's an Aquarius rising at 5 degrees, and Pluto is currently in retrograde at 5 degrees, and it happened like right when Pluto went into retrograde at 5 degrees. Aquarius is the energy of detachment. I don't want to get too far off. I just want to talk about Sagittarius and Gemini and Cancer right now. So, again, we're releasing some things that you have learned early in life as a child, or even some things that your children are learning right now. It's not what it appears to be. I'm again, as a Libra rising, I'm trying to decide on, I enrolled my daughter into high school, into a prominent high school that I went to as well for arts, talented children. But I still do not believe in the academic piece of that school or any school. That's why I homeschooled her for the last 6 years. So my beliefs about early childhood have changed, and it'll keep changing as the year progresses. And I told her by August, I might not let you go. You're enrolled, you're ready to go, but that doesn't mean you're gonna go. Okay? And she was in agreement because it's even though you want to be social, Gemini is also about being social and chatty and communicative. So is any air sign, Libra especially, which is why I come on here and relate with a lot of people. Some I don't. But it's about communication and information, Gemini. So again, we're releasing a lot of information, and a lot of communication has been going on. Not always the best. Okay? Some of it's gossip. Some of it's hearsay. All of this comes under Gemini energy. So the reason the full moon, I don't know if I spelled hearsay right. The reason the full moon is so bright when we see it is because it's exposing everything that's in the dark. It's exposing everything that needs to be released I'm talking about this moon, especially and only. At least I see my birthday now, it's 11/15. Ashe to my birthday. We say Ashe on angel numbers. Y'all see how distracted I get as a Mercury Sage? All right, so what I was saying was we are building up to release something with the full moon, and the Sagittarius word we're going to go with is beliefs that are being released with this full moon. And the Gemini energy that we are releasing, these are the mutable signs. That's what I was saying. So being adaptable. I appreciate y'all liking the live, but talk to me too, y'all. Talk with me. Let me know that I'm doing something good. Ask some questions, because I'm about to wrap this up. So we're releasing some of the things that have to do with Gemini especially, okay? And Sagittarius. Like I said, we're releasing beliefs about religion, about even spirituality. You know, there's some things that me as a spiritual person, I don't agree with anymore either. There's some new stuff that has come to light with learning about it. There's some broader learning, some higher learning. With the Sagittarius energy, there's some higher learning. Again, releasing abundance. There's some checks that need to be released to people. The indigenous ones especially. You know? Oh, gotta do my little puzzle piece. It's been about an hour. So yeah, I'm about to wrap this up. Higher learning. So not just only what we learned early, but what we're learning currently. Especially if you're a college student. Especially if you are professionally developing in a career like I am. I'm back in the same career I had for the last 5 years. Working with people with IDD, with intellectual disability development, developmental disability. Sorry, I said it backwards. But it's just about releasing even higher learning situations. I'm trying to bring this closer so y'all can see. All right. Releasing hearsay with Gemini energy. So, for instance, like I just talked about the hantavirus, TikTok and YouTube don't take me down because it's died down, and now they have something else that they're trying to overstimulate and inform us about. Ebola. It's literally a lot of beliefs that are holding us back. Okay? Again, I'm basing this on watching the full moon in Sagittarius video that the Leo King on YouTube just did. Awesome astrologer. A lot of astrologers are surface energy, and that's why a lot of our beliefs about astrology need to be released, because it's not just about the sun sign. It's not just about the entertainment of it all. It's about understanding how your mood changes with the moon, about how the universe, not just the United States, not just the world, but the universe is changing. And so if what is above is changing, what is below is going to change too. And we're going to have to adapt with mutable energy. Not only is mutable energy about adapting, it's about change itself. You have to change something to adapt to it, right? So, one last thing I'm going to point out that Leo King was talking about is the facts. So that is why I went through the rulership book, and then I'm getting ready to do as a closeout, because I'm done here. Hopefully y'all can tell you, and I'll maybe take a picture of that and post it later. Or I'll do that and y'all can screenshot it. But the last thing he did was tied in the tarot. So TT, this is specifically for you. My little corner, y'all. I took the smallest room in the house just so I can have the darkest room, because I'm a Scorpio. And it's shady, so I got my lights on at 11:20 a.m. Alright, so y'all excuse the mess, but shout out to Wendy again, who gave me this guided tarot book, because I'm learning tarot. I was actually supposed, and I doubted myself, y'all, I was actually supposed to do a party for graduating senior from high school who wanted a tarot reader and an astrologer. But of course, I'm better at astrology, and I still get tongue twisted at astrology. And being that it was a bunch of students, teenagers, I'm so serious, I don't know if it would have been fun. Thank you. Thank you so much. My pancakes are ready. So, what the Leo King did, and what I'm trying to do more of, is go to the cards. I had the stone already on it, and this is selenite. This is selenite, so it keeps things pure and clean. I'm gonna tap it one more time because it was on the box. Give the affirmation. Spirit, please tell us what we need to know. I'm still not really good at, starting this off. So I'm just gonna do the simple stuff. Okay. At my last job, I was concierge, and you see I stole my nameplate. Y'all not gonna see my whole name. Anyway. Alright. So let's do 3 cards. Any questions out there anybody want? I'm really just saying, what does this full moon want us to release, especially as a collective? If it's not only beliefs, is it something else? And then I'll read the 3 cards, and I'm gonna cut it really quick. What is these? What is this full moon in Sagittarius tonight, on the last night, or the second to last night in May? Don't forget to do your cinnamon and salt on Monday, y'all. On Moon Day. Oh, we got messages. I thought we did. It says perfect. I know. Was there a message? Okay. Sorry if I missed the message. Because the lights are going up. And I appreciate y'all for those. But if you said something, just say it again, please, so I can catch it. Alright, what does this full moon want us to release in Sagittarius the most as a collective? I cut it. Alright, we got the 5 of Wands, I believe. I haven't used these cards in a while. I've been using this other deck that my friend Zopher gave to me, the Golden Future deck. Maybe I'll leave that out just in case. I have, in reverse, it came out the 6. Yep. Of, is that called stars? Why am I drawing a blank? I asked if the Sag moon will make dreams and emotions intense, being it's a fire sign. Bet. What is cinnamon and salt for? Cinnamon is ruled by Jupiter as well, and Sagittarius. It's for abundance. Salt is for purity and cleansing. So you put the salt in your hand first, and you speak intentions to it. Like, with this salt, I will clear any obstacles, anything hindering in my way, and then you blow it at your front door with your back turned to the front door inside your home. And then you do the next thing with cinnamon. With this cinnamon, I will have abundance of health, finances, love, whatever, and it will come in my way instead of out of my way with the salt, right? Come in my way. And then you can say it however you want, but it's basically the salt is for, it comes first. You do the salt first. You do it in your left hand, and then the salt is to purify the space. You don't sweep it up for 24 hours, and you have to do this on the first of every month, specifically, or a moon day, but the first of the month is so that it can be, start of a new month. And then the cinnamon is to bring in the abundance of it all. You're welcome. All right, TT, let me keep that there so I can answer this right after I see this. Okay, so we have Pentacles. Well, I say stars. The King of Pentacles upright. All right, y'all. Let me put the cards here, not on my bed. So let's go to the Wands first. We have the Wands. The 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands in reverse. Exaggeration. Bam. A Sagittarius word. This is the card. See how they match? The Sagittarius word. And the card is basically 5 guys holding up 5 wands. And it looks like they're so heavy that it takes 5 of them to hold up. But it says the difference between rivalry and healthy competition asks you to work with your ego in a productive way. Oh. Ego. A Leo word. But reversed 5 of wands means exaggeration and finding a solution. Oh, yes. I'm going to see your messages in a second. Let me read this to you. The reverse 5 of wands in your reading can point to a conflict being blown out of proportion, or the details of an argument or story being exaggerated for a dramatic effect. Stick to the facts in order to avoid further drama and conflict. This is exactly what the Leo King said. This is crazy. He said, stick to the facts and release the beliefs. This is why I love astrology and tarot. It also may point to a resolution or agreement reached after an argument. I love it. And the argument is the Gemini energy, the hearsay, the talk, the chatting, the gossiping. All right. How you handle the competitive dynamic energy of the Five of Wands card. Here you see five young men engaging in competition, banging their wands around playfully. No one appears to be angry or hurt. Instead, they focus on active rivalry between worthy opponents and how ego drives their actions. The bright blue color of the card suggests a willingness to seek clarity amidst the struggle, while the absence of background landscape scenery focuses attention on the urgency of action and alertness required in the moment. What is your relationship to competition? And competition is a Sagittarius word. It's a fire sign word. Based on, I'm just going to read like the first sentence of each part. The general reading, the Five of Wands often shows up when you're steeped or in conflict or disagreement. When you are steeped in conflict or disagreement, and asks you to consider how you handle yourself during these situations. It also indicates competition between qualified parties. For love and romance, you may feel inclined to date multiple people before committing to an inclusive relationship. That's where I'm at too. All right. Struggles or arguments for career, money in the workplace, or rivalry with coworkers are consuming you. I wouldn't say I have that, but this again is for society. And annoying delays for personal, spiritual, annoying delays in circumstances beyond your control are asking you to slow down and pay attention to details, which is why I'm trying to slow down with this. All right, let's move on. That was a good one. We're going to do the Pentacles one now. We have the Six of Pentacles. And we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, this one, it was in reverse as well. And just from looking at it, giving and receiving opens flow of prosperity in your life. Always give what you would like to receive. This is deep for society, man. Jeez. I'm sorry I can't see. I'm trying to stay focused, y'all, so please forgive me. Or maybe even pause on the likes so that I can catch up with all these messages. All right. You are met with generosity, even exchange. No, let me do the reverse meaning first. So generosity with strings attached or inequality. The reverse Six of Pentacles can come as a warning of generosity with heavy strings attached. In my mind, that's meaning a lot of these politicians can dangle stuff over your head to get the vote. Stop voting. All right, this may relate to you giving with an expectation of getting something in return and being disappointed. Try to give your time, energy, and resources to people in situations where the only reward you can expect is the joy of being serviced. This goes with beliefs as well, because a lot of people believe if they go to church, a lot of people believe if they believe hard and strong and then impress their beliefs on everybody else that they're doing a good thing, and nothing comes back in return. You may make up things in your imagination. You may make up. That's why beliefs are a Sagittarius word, because they can change. They can be mutable. They can adapt to what the current trendy beliefs are. Ooh. Okay, you're met with generosity. Okay, so in this card, a wealthy man offers coins to people who are kneeling before him. His body position is above theirs. Yet he holds a scale in his hand as a reminder that equality is important, as is sharing what you have with those who have less. This card is as much about giving. So to me, because it's voting time around DC and many other places, to me, this means they got to give to get our votes, y'all. They got to literally show action, show proof, or else, in my mind, especially, and I'm going to impress this upon people just like they're impressing upon their, beliefs and ideologies to get your vote. I'm going to press upon people that we just need to stop voting so we can see some results, because we're giving too many votes away and they don't matter really anyway. So we're giving too much to these politicians. We're giving too much to these universities in Sagittarius energy. We're giving too much to even spirituality, to any of this. We're giving too much to. There always needs to be things in moderation. All right. I'm going to move on because I want to catch up with y'all. But yeah, that's the Six of Pentacles. And the last we're going to do the King of Pentacles. And then I'm going to wrap this up because my pancakes are getting cold. I got 57-minute messages. All right, King of... Oh, how did I get the King of Cups? King of Pentacles. All right, and that was not in reverse. So the King of Pentacles, the King of the Master of their suit, representing stability, authority, and healthy masculine energy. And there's a lot of masculine energy in astrology going on right now with the planets. So hopefully it's healthy, just like the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles embodies the elements of fire and earth. And what do we have in earth? We have Mars and Taurus, and that is all. But we do have all the planets in Aries right behind what Mars just left. Chiron, the wounded healer, Saturn, and Neptune in Aries. And that's pretty much it. And we have the moon in the fire sign as well, of course, in Sag. All right, so the King of Pentacles embodies the elements of fire, earth, and which exist in harmony without overpowering one another. The king wears a fancy printed robe covered in juicy grape ripe on the vine and the crown adorned with flowers. His throne sits in his luscious garden, while behind him we see partial view of his magnificent castle right there. All right. He has everything he needs and enjoys his luxury while also providing for the people who live and work in his castle. Tying in again to voting and beliefs. Okay, upright, the key, this means wealth and generosity. We were just talking about how generous we are and how we can be probably bring in more wealth and abundance to ourselves if we are generous to those who are generous to us in real time. Not in our imaginations, not in our beliefs, in real fucking time. Okay. The King of Pentacles can represent a person with financial stability, generosity, and drive. So again, this is for society. So hopefully we're all going to be these people. That person may be you, is what it says in the book. It can also represent the energy of situation requiring you to take leadership roles, make financial decisions. Leadership roles is Sagittarius energy too. Masculine energy as well. Make financial decisions on behalf of others or take action reaching a goal. Fire signs is about initiating and fire. It lights up everything. Initiates stuff. It may require you to use your resources for the benefits of others. And my resources is coming on here on this live to help y'all understand the energies and the resources of astrology, tarot, and other things that we have not learned that we need to release and relearn. Unlearn and relearn. All right. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to look at y'all's messages real quick. It's mostly like in the live. And then I'm going to do TT's question really quick. Okay, doesn't look like I missed anything, but I appreciate y'all's lives. Okay. Let's do TT's question, and then we're out. Thank y'all still for being here. We got more here, and I've been here for over an hour, so. Again, I'm putting this on my YouTube. My YouTube is the same name, but it's Gidalyfellc Astrology instead of Gidalyfellc LLC. LLC is definitely my business. My business is Gidalyfellc, and I'll be tapping more into that as we get into this innovative energy of Pluto and Aquarius, which is why I probably don't need to work 2 full-time jobs, just one. And the better one at that. All right. Spirit deck, please let us know if the Sagittarius moon, full Sagittarius moon tonight, will make dreams and emotions intense. Will it make dreams and emotions, especially full moon emotions, intense? Why am I shuffling again? I'm just going to cut it. gonna lay out our 3 cards and we're gonna rock out this piece. Great, all in reversed. All in reverse. These little daggone. I don't know what that damn bug is. It's like a bug that hold on y'all. Okay. Alright, so we got, this is the 9 of Pentacles. We got the Page of Swords and the Empress. Hey, my name on Instagram and Facebook is Elevated Empress with 2 Z's at the end. So we definitely about to check out the Empress, but let's go back to the Pentacles. And we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Materialism, lack of appreciation. So this full moon bring in dreams of materialism and lack of appreciation. I can see that. I can see that. Some people expecting so much abundance that emotionally, if they don't get it, they start not appreciating life itself. I can see that. In reverse, the 9 of Pentacles in your reading can serve as a gentle reminder regarding overspending or materialistic tendencies. Ties into abundance, which is crazy. I'm still expecting the other half of my refund, so I'm definitely going to watch this as we're talking about it. If this resonates with you, rein in your spending and unsustainable financial behaviors. This reversal also may point to overworking. Didn't I just say I want to cut one of these full-time jobs? Thank you, TT, for this question. And not taking time to enjoy your life. Another unsustainable practice. Check in with your intuition to see where your imbalance lies. So this 9 of Pentacles is a woman standing in her garden, serene and unafraid to get her hands dirty despite her lavish flower-printed robe. I've gotten this one before, actually. I remember this. She knew how to receive the energies of abundance and is equally suited to putting in any work necessary to tend to her home. I'm glad to be home today. And I did a lot. I got up early today. Same time I would get up to go to work. And got to work in the house. And then made this live. On her hand sits a bird wearing a hood, a symbol of a symbol of her instinct to guard against materialism while enjoying prosperity. I love this card. 9 of Pentacles. All right. I'm just going to read, since we're talking about abundance with this. The career money part. Financial security is yours, so relax and enjoy what you've achieved. Take a break if you've been overworking, since rest and relaxation will recharge you when you return. Again, releasing things. So release the need to overwork. I'm talking to myself as I'm looking at myself on this camera. Work can wait as it is. You'll still be abundant after a well-deserved vacation. I love that. Page of Swords in reverse. I will never say swords, and here I am saying swords. Page of Swords. Swords. All right, Page of Swords in reverse means gossip. There we go. Gemini energy and defensiveness. The reverse Page of Swords in your reading can represent insidious gossip or manipulation tactics perpetrated either by you or someone around you. There goes those emotions. Bear in mind that the information you share with others may not be kept private, and notice how you feel you're around people who are gossiping or talking about someone who isn't present. Maybe they were present in the dreams. I like how the clouds around him. Let's see what that ties into. The Page of Swords has a youthful energy and may represent a child or younger person. Gemini energy. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer all represent early childlike energy. And Leo. It starts to become like teen and young adult around Virgo. It starts to become elder after Capricorn, after Sagittarius. The young Page of Swords stands with his sword raised, Practicing for a battle that may arise. He wants to be prepared, feels excited and nervous, and appears to look around to see who's coming. Practicing how to wield his sword with intention builds his confidence, ensuring he'll be ready to engage when the time is right. That's cool. The messenger of communication, because we are in the communication season, in Gemini season. Okay, but this communication is gossip. Release the gossip. Did I not say that? I wrote hearsay on the board. Same thing. All right, let's get to the Empress, and then we're out, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Saturn day. I will try to come back. I think I am going to have to go in tomorrow because my client will be back from out of town. But I will get back into this as soon as I can. All right, the Empress. The third card in the deck. And she was also in reverse. So we're going to talk about her reverse meaning first is disconnection, Aquarius energy, detaching, and creative blocks. The reverse Empresses can point to ways you feel blocked or cut off from loving yourself or allowing others to love and care for you. You may feel disconnection from your creativity or unable to receive praise, affection, or signals of other positivity. That's the emotions right there. The reverse Empress may also suggest difficulties in pregnancy, romantic complications, or trying to force a situation rather than being patient. I'm talking to myself with that one too. It can indicate you're relying too heavily on masculine energy to make things happen, and a need to tap into feminine energy instead. The duality of Gemini, it's not just the twins of the same sex. It's twins of different sexes, boy and girl. So the duality of Gemini, the balance of Libra, two scales, and Aquarius has the two communication airwaves going on, is definitely always going to be discussing like duality and the energy of masculine and feminine energy. Consider finding ways to reconnect with nature to remind yourself that everything blooms at its own time. The Empress sits on a plush pillow in a lush forest while a river flows toward her, suggesting her connection to nature. A heart with the symbol of Venus is proudly displayed by her side, indicating she is open to love and beauty in all their forms. Her flowing pomegranate print gown symbolizes passion, fertility, and the ability to create. On her head is a crown of stars representing the 12 signs of the zodiac. The Empress raised scepter and open body posture reveal her receptiveness and her confident attitude about the power of her sexuality. So yes, as society, as men and women, because those are the only two sexes and genders, we are, with this full moon, releasing some of the emotions about our past beliefs. Releasing some of the things we may have felt about our dreams. You know, all dreams or nightmares aren't to be scared of or to even be remembered, I would say. Because a lot of things are changing so much. What we remember can be remembered, but it's also ultimately time to tap into how to move forward. I don't want to say forget anything you remembered, but I want to say make space in your memory box for new memories to come. New dreams to come. With dreams comes aspirations and intentions. Getting adapted and used to releasing some things that we felt about those dreams and emotions, I would say. Hopefully that helped. Let me know, TT. But yeah, hey Muffy, I didn't even see you join. That's how I feel about my messy coworker. Stop talking about people. Child, I just left that. And when I say I left, and only one of my coworkers, I've been gone for 2 weeks now. Only one of my coworkers has reached out about me, and it was, you know, the basic, hey, how you and the kids doing? I need. Again, which one was it? Stop giving without receiving. And that's just on period. I gave her the little information that she asked for, and that was it. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Saturn day. Maybe I'll come back tonight when I can get some more thoughts together, because there was some more stuff I wanted to say, but I don't want to, sit here and be a total mushmouth or whatever. I appreciate y'all. I'm TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering Zakia, enlightening and evolving every day. And this is Get a Life Astrology, because we're growing into divine adults and loving yourself for evolving. Please like, please comment on the playback. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Get a Life Astrology. Please go over there and leave more questions so I can answer them. I'll holler. Please find my book, Z Rising, on Amazon. There'll be another book coming out very soon. Shout out to my girl Wendy, who has books and tarot cards that I need to get. I've gotten one of her books already. Maybe I'll come on here if Wendy comes back. If Wendy comes on live tonight. I'm not sure where it is on my shelf. But Wendy has a book out with some motherfucking karmics, MF and karmics. And her new book is coming out too. So maybe the two authors will collaborate soon. Zane is coming out with a new book, My Daughter, very soon. A part 2 to Zarbee's Dreams Town. Let's step into this innovative Pluto and Aquarius energy, even in the retrograde. Let's step into this innovative change and adapting that we're getting ready to be partaking in. And let's receive this abundance. Let's release beliefs. Let's release abundance. Let's barter. Let's release gossip, release overthinking, over information, informing, release some of the things we learned in early life. And nurture ourselves. Okay? And I'll holla. Peace. Thanks for staying so long, and thanks for listening thus far. And thanks for all the likes, TT. And I'm sorry, I forgot the young lady's name.